Hi, my name is Ryan Corcoran, and I chose to talk about World Cafe. The reason I was drawn to this model is because I've heard about it um, in different scenarios and in different talks about education. Um, I've lived abroad quite a while, and I've heard this concept of World Cafe come up, and I've heard about World Cafes going on, but never knew what they were. So I was really excited to read about this model. I think this could benefit my school if we have a particular topic that is of concern. Um, is a great way to bring all the stakeholders together. It's a great way to have kind of a casual conversation about an issue. So one issue that would be a good example is discipline. So for my final project, I'm talking about using a World Cafe for discussing discipline because discipline is a school-wide issue. Everyone's involved in discipline. So having a World Cafe, bringing people together to talk about what is working with discipline, what is not working with discipline, getting parents' perspective, getting students' perspective, teachers' perspective, administration perspective, and allowing everyone to talk about this in small groups and cross-pollinate, as the document says. So who would be involved in a World Cafe in a school would likely be all stakeholders if it's a big issue. If it's say for example, we were revamping our schedule. A World Cafe would be a great place to start. We are instituting a new program called Households, and a World Cafe would be a great way to begin dialoguing about households. The way we kind of did it in our school was we just had a staff meeting and people could share their concerns, but to give the process more structure, to have small groups, to have facilitators to collect ideas, I think would have been a more effective way of gathering information from faculty and staff about what to do with households. Some issues that could be addressed using this approach would be, like I said, discipline, school-wide issues, issues that involve change, preparing for a change in the school, a major change like a schedule, having a new schedule, having a new school-wide program like Households, which will involve students and teachers and staff. I think that a World Cafe would have a great effect on our school culture because it would allow for open conversation. I think it would, for many teachers, it would be an opportunity for them to share their ideas and thoughts openly. And with proper information given to teachers, I think everyone would be open to sharing their ideas, recognizing that it's a time for discussion, that there's no wrong answers, there's no wrong suggestions. This is just a way to get everything out on the table. Challenges in implementing World Cafe. As always, with implementing anything new, it's logistics. So finding the time to do it, finding the people to run it, having the time to train people to do it as well. So you'd have to have the World Cafe facilitator, you'd have to have your group leaders, you'd have to have a team coordinating it. So logistics would be one big challenge. Getting out the information about what it is to all stakeholders and having some kind of accountability or some kind of way to ensure that that information is utilized and used. So if that means just giving out small chunks of information so that people will actually engage with it, or if that means sending out large documents to teachers and giving them set professional time where they need to read through this document, something like that. And the potential positive outcomes would just be, again, I think the biggest positive for the World Cafe is that it allows people to get their ideas out in a structured way. It encourages dialogue, it encourages the share and spread of ideas, in an informal way. I think the use of small groups is brilliant. It allows people to have more input, it allows people to have more say, and the idea of cross-pollinating or moving around to different groups is brilliant as well, because you get as many perspectives as you can on the issue. So I think World Cafe would be very beneficial for our school. I think it is simple enough that anyone can understand it, unlike the other two models that were a little bit more or a little bit less intuitive. For me anyways, I felt like World Cafe was very intuitive, more intuitive than appreciative inquiry or consensus. So I think it would be very beneficial for our school because it's easy to use and it's very accessible.